Hey guys, it's Dr. Joe Borio with this week's Health Kick. And I thought we'd do the real thing today. I am not well. I have got a pretty darn good cold, kind of the full body ache, low-grade fever, stuffy nose, sinus pressure, good cough, the whole 9 yards. Nice headache to go along with it. And you know, a lot of people get nervous about colds and flus and what causes them. So I thought I'd share with you what it is and try to take the fear out of what's going on. Number one, what we know through really science is that bugs will invade and take over, if you will, a body that is weak. And you see that with certain diseases. Some people come down with certain types of diseases that normally they can fight off at any time, but when their body gets weak, they'll come down with some type of an infection or something of that nature. In this case, my own fault. I actually had, I do a lot of traveling, as some of you guys know, and I had a couple of nights in the last week and a half where I only got 3 or 4 hours of sleep, and then by the time I go to work for a 12 or 14-hour shift, and then you know, with the kids and family and so forth, I certainly let my body get down to my resistance down. And what you often develop is a viral infection. Now, the fact is on these infections, a lot of people run out and get antibiotics, and not to worry. 94% to 96% of all infections, that includes bronchitis, sinusitis, laryngitis, pharyngitis, and so forth, are the result of viruses. So antibiotics only work on bacteria. So to take an antibiotic is only going to weaken my immune system. The antibiotics have been shown to weaken the immune system by damaging the cell wall of the white blood cells. So we certainly don't want to dump a bunch of toxic chemical in my body, certainly if I don't need it. Antibiotics have a much needed place when used properly, but unfortunately we haven't used them properly, and we've used them indiscriminately and unfortunately irresponsibly. So now what penicillin used to take and do a very good job with, which was invented back in I believe in the 20s. Now we're using like ciprofloxacin to treat these bacterial infections. Number two, the number one reason to go to the emergency room is the side effect of a prescription drug, and the number one drug to have a side effect to is an antibiotic. Some of you may know what I'm talking about. So it's usually in the form of a skin reaction, which now you leave the hospital with a different antibiotic and a steroid. So we don't want to jump out at antibiotics. What's interesting with the viral infections is viruses are really mean little critters. What they do is they get inside your own cells, and they get your cell to make more viruses. They actually become part of the DNA in the cell, and then the cell starts making more of these viruses. And so they're tough little critters. Your immune system will fight it off. So what they tend to do is they tend to get all the way through the lymphatic system. People don't realize when you got lymph nodes in your neck, which some people know that, but you got them in your groin, and you have them all the way down your neck and your chest, above your collarbone, and inside your chest, all around your heart and lungs, and up and down your legs and armpits, and they do these wonderful things. So when you get these infections, what happens is the lymphatic system gets loaded up because it's making antibodies, and as a result, the body tends to get achy and sore. So you get what they call arthralgias and myalgias. Arthralgias are achy joints, and myalgias are achy muscles. So really common because it tends to cause swelling in those tissues along the base of the skull, muscles and ligaments and tendons. That's what usually gives you that nice, lovely, beautiful headache, which is usually magnified with a nice little cough from a 3 to a 10. I love that. So that's what the aches and pains are from. When we start making mucus, right, you can tell that I'm all stuffed up and my chest is congested. What your body's doing is it's making a ton of mucus, and that's a great thing. And the fact that you're coughing, the action of coughing is extremely important for you as well, because what's happening is you got different types of cells, mast cells and white blood cells, and they basically attack the virus or bacteria for that matter, and they engulf it, and then you create like this jelly material, which is nasty, I understand, but that allows your body to cough it out. So cough suppressants, maybe they give you a good night's sleep, but they actually put the brakes on your body trying to cleanse itself. So all this snot that you're making, all this mucus, is really a good thing. It's your body's way of getting rid of something, much like if you were to get diarrhea, your body's trying to get rid of something like a flu or something bad you ate or whatever. A couple other things, the fever, really a lot of fear on fevers. It's really unfortunate. I've got some great information on BorioChiropractic.com, but right out of Johns Hopkins, 105, 105 in a small child, not an infant, but a small child is actually considered normal. And what's happening is it's called a leukotaxis. For every degree that your body rises in temperature, your white blood cell activity doubles. So your body's doing a few things. It's trying to cleanse itself. It's raising its temperature to make the environment of your body less comfortable for the bugs that are attacking you and inside you, so it kills the bugs that way. Secondly, it activates the white blood cells, so it allows the white blood cells to be more efficient, more effective in fighting off the infection. So taking like a Tylenol or an Advil or an aspirin to lower the fever, which you hear a lot of people do, is really putting the brakes on something that's really, really good for you. For example, if you were to go out and had too much alcohol, you're probably going to vomit. I mean, you wouldn't want to put the brakes on that. It's awful to do it. You feel sick when you do it. But certainly you wouldn't want to put the brakes on that because that's going to prevent your body from getting rid of these toxins. And that's what a fever is. So certainly you want to be aware of it. If it's a very young infant, usually within those first 30 to 60 days of life, not a good thing. But as we age, as a young child and up, those high fevers are actually common. Once we get older, beyond those teenage years, high fevers are less common. You tend to see much more of 102, maybe at most 103. But that's because your body's built up a lot of resistance, antibodies, to fight off the different types of infections. So your body's less likely to use fever as its main line of defense. It's much more likely to use it as an infant. So we don't want to bring the fever down. Anytime you take an Advil or a Motrin or a Tylenol or what have you, they actually put the brakes on your immune system. They damage the balance in what they call prostaglandins, which are little proteins in the body that regulate the action and activity of white blood cells in your body. So they make you feel better, but you're actually not helping the system out at all. So what do we want to do? We want to have some fluids. We want to have some really light meals. We want to certainly get comfortable. Saline wash for the nose, a hot shower, a cold compress, a warm compress. We want to do palliative care. And by all means, when you can, certainly the sooner you can, you want to get an adjustment, which I did. And the beauty of that is the research shows that anytime you adjust the upper cervical area of the neck, right up in here, it was actually research done by Dr. Brennan in the 90s. She was my microbiology teacher when I went to college. And she showed that by adjusting the upper cervical, it causes an increase in the activity of the white blood cells. So making the white blood cells more active and therefore more efficient, more effective in fighting off the infection. So my advice to all of us is to hydrate well, water and fluids, hot tea with a little honey, certainly electrolytes. If you find that you're getting diarrhea or you're vomiting, you certainly want to put those electrolytes, those fluids back in you. That's more often what makes you sick than anything else. And we want to make sure that we're getting comfortable. And what do? We get tired, right? We want to rest. And I certainly wanted to do that all day. And by resting, that gives your body the chance to, rather than expend energy on doing a whole bunch of activities, it gives your body a chance to fight off the infection, make more white blood cells, and get the lymphatic system working really well and fight off the infection. So make sure you get adjusted regularly. You'll find that people that get adjusted have up to a 400% increase in their immune function, so less likely to get sick. So knowing that, what do we always want to do? We want to make sure we're well hydrated, make sure we got some good nutrition in us, make sure we're exercising, positive mental thoughts, and regular chiropractic care. I certainly recommend that everybody do that, including dad, mom, and all the kids. It definitely demonstrates a stronger immune system and allows all the messages from your brain to get down to the body, and all those messages from your body that your body's sending to get back up to the brain allows you to live a much longer and healthier life for you and your family. Listen, guys, this has been Dr. Joe Borio with the Health Kick. Share the video with family and friends. Certainly spread it across the country, and let's see if we can't make America a healthier place. You guys have a great week. I'll talk to you next week. Thanks.